Welcome to Beyond Incredible. I'm Ashley Nicole. We are broadcasting live from 720 Ouellette Ave at the Windsor Business Accelerator. On tonight's show, we're going to have a lovely discussion about tattoo shops, the safety precautions going into a tattoo shop, and we have a local tattoo artist here. Also, we are going to introduce our 5 Minutes with Kobe. Usually, he would be talking about local sports and world sports, but tonight he has a very interesting topic on Kelly Thompson. We'll be right back after these short commercials.
You're watching Exist TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator. And this is Beyond Incredible with Ashley Nicole. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. I'm Ashley Nicole. Just a quick little fix up there. It's Kelly Thomas, not Kelly Thompson. I do apologize. We're back with Chris Pilon. Chris, how are you?
Good. Yourself, Ash?
I'm good. You just opened up a tattoo shop with some other people, with a tanning parlor and a cosmetics tattoo place, right?
Yeah. We have a one-stop shop to all sources of beauty and aesthetics, located at 486 Advanced Boulevard, which is located right off Patilla in the Expressway.
Okay, and the phone number there is 519-727-4826.
You got it.
Are you sure it's not 226?
No,
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I'm just confusing everyone. So tell us about what you guys do there.
Well, my side of the business, I run the tattoo clinic, which I specialize in all color as well as black and white tattoo artwork, which we also focus a lot more on the medical aspect and side of the business. My partner as well, we have a full-out tanning salon which hosts bronze, silver, and gold tanning beds, as well as the platinum stand-up bed. Mm-hmm. We also do the stand-up or the stand-up spray tan, mm-hmm. As well as teeth whitening. Okay. And Jeff, my partner, he also runs a full beauty salon out of there as well, and specializing in all makeup and.
Like a beauty salon as in hair and stuff like that, or?
Actually, Utopia Hair Salon is next door, and
okay.
we pass back and forth a lot of work with them as well.
Okay.
But mostly he does more makeup for weddings and galas. And
okay, now what is your pricing like on the tanning side?
I believe he runs two different prices. He offers monthly tanning packages as well as credits, which a lot of the people seem to be going towards the credits more.
Okay, now that's like a $100 package and you get however many credits.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay, now the makeup cosmetics, mm-hmm. Tell us about that.
Actually, Jeff was supposed to be here with me tonight. However, he got caught up in school, but he has a full line of makeup, and he's the only one that carries it. I can't pinpoint the exact name of it. However, I know it's the creator of the line. I believe it's all organic. So mm-hmm. all of the makeup that's used out of our salon is completely organic and natural.
Okay. Now the tattoo side of things, you can definitely answer this stuff.
This I can.
Now, a lot of people go and get their first tattoos at a friend's house, maybe in someone's basement, maybe at a kitchen table, somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing. Tell us about the safety precautions and what you want to look for in a shop.
Well, Ash, I think a lot of the artists start out of their home, and I can't take anything from that, as I believe, you have to start somewhere. However, practicing proper protocol is a must, I mean, regardless of where you're doing tattoo work, you absolutely want to pay attention more to the medical aspects of it. Nowadays, we don't do a whole lot of sterilization because everything has been made disposable. Any artist that is actually doing a good job nowadays has transformed completely disposable. All our tubes, all our needles, our equipment's all bagged. Everything's become completely disposable. The Windsor Board of Health, they offer a course. It's the PSST course, which that teaches you about all your cross-contamination, infectious disease control, and such. And if you don't see that certificate in your artist's station or parlor, that's definitely a complete turn-off.
Absolutely.
I would never recommend going and seeing anybody that hasn't taken these precautions, as it is a very dangerous business.
Absolutely. Now, what is your shop minimum?
My shop minimum, we started at $60, and I feel that that's comfortable, as there's a lot of shops that sit in that $80, and I feel that at Chris Pilon's Tattoo Clinic, we like to cater to all aspects of tattoos, and just because you don't have a whole lot of money doesn't mean you don't deserve great quality work.
Absolutely. Now tell us about guns. There's different kinds of tattoo guns. What kind of gun do you use?
Myself, I have, for the last, I would say 4 years, I've been running rotary machines. This meaning that it's an electric rotary motor, which tends to be a lot more consistent than your traditional coil machine. The coil machines have screws on the backs of the machines, and that is how the depths of the needles are controlled. And a lot of times with the vibration of a tattoo machine, after an hour of sitting through a tattoo, those depths are completely off, and that's where you end up running into a lot of the scar tissue. The rotary machines that I run are depth controlled. As long as the tube's set properly and the artist is trained properly in that aspect of the business, you'll never end up with scar tissue.
Absolutely. And now the difference between a coil and a rotary when it comes to pain, there's a huge difference actually. I know from experience. I've had tattoos by Chris, and the work that he does on me, I could fall asleep with his gun as it is a rotary. And then I've had tattoos by other people who have used coil machines, and I am screaming in pain in certain areas. It's not nice. It's definitely not nice. I wouldn't want to experience that pain again.
Ash, for the longest time, I laughed about that because I truly believe that it was a lot of the comfort that, like you said, the loud piercing noise of the coil machine. I can remember back, I've been getting tattooed since I was 14, and I can remember back sitting in a chair, and as soon as I would hear that loud piercing bang, I just tense up and instant sweats. And with the rotary machines, they are a lot quieter, and because of that, they're also a lot more consistent. You don't tend to hear the machine bogged down like you do with the coil.
The cutting out of it. And it's a lot easier to fall asleep if you are getting ink with a rotary machine. I have fallen asleep on your chair before.
And again, a lot of that is to do with depth control as well. When you first start out a tattoo with a coil machine, it may not be quite as bad, but then an hour later, you're looking and the person looks like they're going to need a hospital visit because of the pain that's involved. And a lot of that is because of the depth on the back of the gun being changed. And as that differs, the client is obviously going to be going through a lot more pain. The Ontario Doctorate Association has made a very severe law that as a tattoo artist, we are not licensed to cross the dermal layer of skin, which means if you've left your tattoo sitting and you're pouring blood, your artist is doing something wrong. Your dermal layer of skin is the last layer before your bloodstream. So if you actually see a stream of blood, you're in danger and risk at a lot more infections as well as scarring after the tattoo.
Now, plasma is completely normal, though, right?
Plasma is definitely normal. You're always going to get that pinky liquid, and especially as you get into bigger needle spreads and shading techniques and whatnot, you're definitely going to see there is going to be some after effects of being tattooed, but you should never come in contact with a direct drip of blood or if you're scabbing dabbing is excessive and it's very thick, and that's typically what you tend to see out of a lot of the guys that are doing it out of their house, and it's because they're not trained professionally and they're not knowledged in these areas.
Okay. Now you guys just opened up. Your inspection just went through about a week ago, right? Okay, so what's going to happen this year? What are your plans for this year?
My goal this year is to really throw a twist into the tattoo industry. I have a lot of respect for a lot of artists out here doing the proper things, but I also have a lot of anger towards the people not doing the right procedures and proper things. My goal this year is to really separate the market, and I'm trying to do so with having a clinical atmosphere. I'm trying to bring a lot more of the medicinal side to the tattoo industry, where as you can see, I just came from work. I'm in scrubs.
Yeah.
I don't want that typical image of, oh, my tattoo artist was doing an oil change on his Harley in the waiting room. It's not professional. It's about time now that we do realize that this industry is not just about being a great artist. It's about people's health and their own safety as well. Nobody wants to go into a tattoo shop and fear as they leave that they could have come in contact with hepatitis C or HIV. And my goal this year is to really separate the backyard artists who are not following proper medical procedures from the artists that actually care and love what we do, and love our clientele as well as ourselves. Let's face it, this business isn't just dangerous for the clients, it is for us as well. And in saying that, I think, and my goal this year is to really get other artists to jump aboard with that. Okay,
now where can we find you on Facebook?
You can look me up at Chris Pilon's Tattoo Clinic on Facebook. That's Chris with a K, Kris Pillon.
That's all one word, right?
All one word, and then Tattoo Clinic as well as one word in itself. I can be found there, or I can be reached at the shop, 519-727-4826, and anybody's more than welcome to stop in and see what a clinical environment mixed with an artistic ability is like. Just stop on by the shop, 486 Advanced Boulevard.
Okay, and does Oasis have a Facebook page yet?
Oasis does. It's Faces by Oasis. That's FACES. By Oasis, OASIS.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for being on our show. Good luck with the new shop. I'm definitely coming to see it very soon.
Thanks for having me, Ash.
No problem. And we will be right back with 5 Minutes with Kobe right after this commercial.
You are watching Access TV, streaming live from...
Welcome back. I'm Ashley Nicole. Today we're going to start our new segment, 5 Minutes with Kobe, where usually he would bring us an update on local sports and world sports, but today he is going to bring us an interesting topic. Mitch.
Hey everyone. Okay, today I want to talk about Kelly Thomas. It was a story I recently found out about. The incident and event actually occurred in 2011. However, I didn't find out about it till 2013. I seen a share on Facebook, kind of said something about police brutality and somebody dying, and I clicked on it to watch this video, and then I started digging, and I educated myself with what occurred in California, and it was quite disturbing and quite alarming that this happened. I know the media kind of feeds us things and we eat them up, and we miss a lot of stuff. So what happened was a schizophrenic homeless man in California was approached by the police. Apparently there were some cars or something broken into, and they wanted to ask him some open-ended questions. He wasn't a suspect in the investigation. They weren't looking to arrest him. They just essentially wanted to ask him some questions. Now, keep in mind, he had mental illness. He was homeless. He had a history of drug abuse. He had the mind of an 11-year-old. And the police approached him, and they started getting sarcastic, and they were kind of making fun of him. He didn't know how to respond or communicate very well, and he ended up sitting down at one point on the ground. A police officer stood over top of him, and he put some leather gloves on, and he said, "You see these fists? Now I'm going to F you up." So in response, Kelly Thomas kind of got up to to stand up to the guy. He didn't make a move to attack him or anything. He kind of just wanted to say, hey, you know, like, why are you treating me this way? And the police officer, in my opinion, used that as a reaction to arrest him. That was the green light. He had now made a move, and the police officer could then take him down. And that's exactly what he did. He attacked him, and Kelly Thomas was beaten with a taser. He was beaten with clubs. I think there was 6 police officers in total on top of him at one point. He was hit again and again and again in the face with a taser. There's pictures on the internet of his face. They caved his nose in. Now, this isn't an attempt to bash the police. We need police in the world to protect our children. This just happens to be a story where police officers are involved. So Kelly Thomas was sent to the hospital in an ambulance and died 5 days later. He was on life support for the duration of time he was in the hospital. Now, this video is actually on YouTube. A security camera captured the whole thing. It's about 30 minutes long. I urge you to watch it for yourself. Don't read or take my opinion as fact. I want you to watch it on your own accord and then make your own conclusions. The video is there for you to watch, and the officers were arrested and charged second-degree murder and manslaughter, and the trial just occurred on January 14th. 2 officers were acquitted and released. I was blown away. I thought 100% sure this was lockdown guilty. This guy was beaten to death, and it's on camera. So I can't quite make heads or tails as to why nobody was held accountable, but they weren't. We know that typically the legal system kind of sets you up for these types of things to happen. Certainly with lawyers, the defense team's argument was that he had an enlarged heart from drug abuse, and that was one of the reasons why his heart stopped. And the other one was that the police used force within their limits. Now, I've never heard of somebody getting hit in the face with a taser 100 times. And
it's crazy.
And the other piece is here, that Kelly Thomas wasn't attacking the police. He wasn't punching them, kicking them. He wasn't swinging a bat. He didn't have a gun. He was essentially having a temper tantrum and trying to make space. He was in complete anxiety.
Well, he was schizophrenic. Schizophrenic people have fits.
He needed space and he needed time to de-escalate, and they were too concerned with cuffing him. So this guy is now sadly no longer here. Nobody's been held accountable, and you know, the public there's been an outcry. The FBI has said that they will do an investigation. Will justice be served? I don't know at this point. I've lost a lot of faith. You know, you have these types of things happening all the time in the States where people are allowed to kill people, and there's loopholes to make it okay. And what if Kelly Thomas had have killed a police officer? Where would he be right now?
He'd be in jail or on death penalty.
Row. So if you flip the script a little bit, that's another way to look at it.
It also goes to show you, though, what the American government does for people with mental disabilities and stuff like that. They don't have a lot of help over there. Like in Canada, we have the CMHA and we have different programs, and if they need medication, there is a way for people with mental problems to get medication. Over in the States, it doesn't work like that. Definitely does not work like that. So it just goes to show the difference in the system as well.
And to be honest, I mean, Kelly Thomas was not an angel. He had some run-ins with the law. He had a small criminal history, but
it's still no excuse.
The police didn't go to arrest him. They went to ask him some questions, and they intimidated him and drew him into a reaction. And when he made that reaction, it gave them the green light to attack him. And it shows them bullying him on tape. So it's really quite strange that, you know, 8 women and 4 men, the jurors involved, couldn't find anybody guilty on anything when there's a dead person involved.
With a record at that.
Yeah, it's and I mean, these police officers, I mean, they were acquitted, right? They could be back on the street soon, you know, protecting us. So I think it's something that people need to watch and to read and to educate themselves about, to draw their own conclusion. and awareness is a big piece to it.
Yeah, because I didn't even hear about it until today, and then I looked it up today, and I'm like, who is Kelly Thomas? Like,
yeah, it's certainly gotten a lot of attention in the last month as the trial came on. It makes me think that they were just charged to appease the public.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if they could charge these guys with second-degree murder and manslaughter, how could they not have found them guilty on anything at all? So.
Especially if there's security footage as well. And, you know, when the police go to question someone, they do look up the record. If someone's schizophrenic, it's going to be on there.
Exactly.
So they know that he's schizophrenic.
Exactly.
And they go and antagonize him anyways.
Yeah.
And they know exactly what's going to happen. Like, it's just, that's BS to me.
If you watch the approach and the tactics the police use when they're questioning him, they're kind of making fun of him and being sarcastic. And he's saying some sort of crazy stuff because he has mental illness, and they're playing off that, and then it turns into him sitting down, and then he was threatened with force by the officer. So I mean, if you take out the intimidation part when he was sitting on the ground, we don't have a dead person today, or this situation on our hands.
Absolutely. Well, okay, Mitch, thanks for bringing that to light. I'm gonna actually watch the video when I go home now, because I didn't YouTube it earlier, but I am gonna watch that video, and like Mitch says, educate yourself on it, and come up with your own conclusions, your own opinions, and everything like that. Thank you for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
You'll be back next week with sports and
I
stuff
will.
like that.
You can follow me on Twitter. It's at Kobe519. On there, you can find a link to my fan page, Kobe's Corner, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kobe K.
Absolutely. Okay, and we'll be back next week with a brand new guest and Mitch. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.